Tag
it's
out.
important. I don't want you to misunderstand this. Okay, so
This is gonna be rough.
Yeah, this is gonna be rough. I came up with a setup a year ago, and I've been looking for a punchline. Now I got a whole idea of how I'm gonna do this whole bit about words that I hate.
And you want to run it by me?
Well, no, I'm gonna let you know something because I don't want you to hear this on stage and go, oh. Okay? So here's the joke that has nothing to do with you or any particular person that I know.
Here's the dirtiest joke you've
No,
ever
there's not
heard.
dirty. It's not dirty at all. I just think the word creepy is overused. I've noticed I've been hearing it a lot more lately, and
When I call
especially
you it?
especially by women who I secretly believe are lesbians. It'll be funny when I say it on stage.
Are you talking about me?
That's what I just said. I just did this whole setup about how I'm not talking about you. I wrote the setup.
I mean, you don't say creepy that much.
You know how I said the thing about Scarface?
But the fact that you thought that she would think that means that there's probably some truth in what you said.
Yeah. You're talking about me a little
She
bit.
says
that
I'm
was,
creepy. She
what's it
called
called?
me
I don't give a
creepy
shit,
a number
Paul.
of times.
Paul,
What
thank
was
you
it called?
for,
That's
running that by me.
something Freudian slip. That's
It's
what
not
you
a
just
Freudian
said.
slip. A Freudian slip is what
He should have called Glenn Lerner, right?
I one
Get
time
a
heard Ted
lawsuit.
Nugent said that Obama should be hung, and I said the proper pronunciation of that word is hanged. It makes me go crazy.
It is.
And I think that that's what they call a Freudian slip, is not just something that Sigmund Freud's wife wore. Listen,
God, you killed.
do you remember when I told you Manny goes up to the lady, sticks his tongue out, and then she slaps him, and he walks away, and he goes, lesbian? Okay, so the joke is, I've been hearing the word creep. I think the word creepy is overused.
Mm-hmm.
I've been hearing the word a lot lately, especially from women who I believe are secretly lesbians.
And the joke is that
that I keep hearing that word all the time, meaning it's just about me. It's not.
But
Okay, all right.
but
The audience, you don't get the joke, but the audience will.
I mean,
it's like the
get-
5%ers.
No, I get the joke. I wouldn't recommend doing it.
It's a
And
good
if,
joke.
If you're gonna do it, deliver it though, because you just saying it casually like that, everyone's just like,
That's a good joke.
okay, you know,
It
it just sounds
relates
like
to
you're.
a movie or something, though, or
No, it's just a trope of guys who get rejected by women.
Yeah, he goes.
Assume that women are
People
lesbians.
always tell me, like people
The
say
joke
it's
is-
creepy, and that's because they're dykes.
The joke is
Yeah.
that I'm hitting on women and they reject me, and so I just think they're lesbians.
okay.
Yeah,
And
like
therefore, I
said,
just assume that
you
the
gotta
word creepy is
you
very
gotta
fashionable.
deliver it in a very like self-conscious way
Yeah.
almost, because if you just say it like Paul says it, nobody's gonna get it that it's a joke. They're just gonna be like, cool, he thinks women are gay. And
I hate the way
of
people
course
laugh at
people
all
think
my
he's
bad jokes.
creepy.
I hate the way people laugh at all my bad
We're
jokes.
probably laughing at you.
Yeah,
I mean, it's better than nothing.
I don't care. Whatever gets the job done, that's what I say.
That's why he takes Cialis. He needs it to get the job
Exactly.
done.
Whatever
Gosh,
gets the job.
we're back to
done.
Cialis.
So what do you think about the speaking of rap battles? What do you think of the Greta Thunberg versus Megan McCain?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
that
Greta
fighting?
Thunberg versus Eminem.
Joe Rogan got mad at her. Got mad about
Megan
her.
McCain, the chick on The View.
Yeah, but Joe Rogan got mad that Greta
Sorry.
Thunberg was on the cover of Time.
Why?
I don't know.
Like, people are so. It's like everyone. One
They
thing
really
I hear
love
people.
climate change.
One thing I hear people say is like her parents have brainwashed her
Into
or some
believing
shit.
that climate change is
Yeah,
real?
that we're destroying the environment, which is happening. Like, science is, you can Google it, like it's everywhere, dude.
Yeah.
And then two, like, at least it could be worse. They could be trying to get her in movies and like letting her spend the night at Michael Jackson's house
Yeah,
and shit
dude,
like
so
that.
what?
Like,
So what? So then it's her Christmas gift. She's famous. That's cool.
yeah, exactly. And it's not like she's gotten casted in anything. I don't know. It's weird. She's like 15, 16.
Yeah, she's
right?
16, but she looks like she's 13.
Well, you say it like it's a bad thing.
I like to get. Well, speaking of Asperger, I'd like to give Megan McCain an enema.
Is Megan McCain
She's a fatty.
spectrumed out?
No, she's
No.
a fatty. But
Is that his daughter or
No, I
wife?
just think of her ass as a burger that I would eat. I would hate fuck her. She's a very
only
bad
truly,
person.
truly terrible people use the term hate fuck.
What?
And so
Why can't you hate somebody and love them at the same time?
Because
Physically.
you can do that when you're a terrible person.
You can't be physically attracted to somebody and then just not like their personality. Just think they're a bad person.
Dude, I'm all personality.
I don't believe you.
You don't have to.
I want to give Megan McCain an enema on The View. It'll be a public enema.
Are you talking about eating her ass?
That's the number one.
An enema?
And you don't know what an enema is?
That's when.
No, it cleans. It's like a douche for your ass. It cleans your
Yeah,
ass.
it makes shit.
Colonics.
Yeah, colonics.
I thought you were just
Shit.
making like a sex joke.
No, he literally
Oh
wants
no,
to.
it's sexual.
He wants to plunge water up her butt
Yeah,
on
you
live
stick
television.
right up her butt, and then she uses the toilet, and then you flush it again, and then you munch on her pink butthole.
And then
I
you
bet
give
you
her
she's
a
a
third
billionaire. She's a multi-millionaire, or she's worth $500 million.
I
Why?
wonder.
Her parents own Anheuser-Busch.
I wonder if anybody's ever done a magic trick where they're like, look in my mouth, and there's nothing in their mouth, and then somebody gives them it, and then they go, and like water comes out. How awesome would that be?
Wait, the water goes up the butt? And
Yeah,
then
like
out the
somebody
mouth?
gives them an enema. Before they do it, though, they're like, look in my mouth, there's nothing in my mouth. And then they do that, and then they go, and just water flies out of their mouth.
It'd be funny if you were David Blaine and you went on The View and you had Megan McCain. You're like, come over here, look into my mouth.
Dude,
There's
the
nothing
Blaine-
into my mouth. And then she looks in there. She's like, I don't see anything. And then he just goes, and then he spits right in her eye.
Huh.
I just saw him stick an ice pick through his hand.
That one was actually fake. I'm just kidding. That whole thing that he had that special on Netflix that was cool as fuck though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he like literally like read this thing about this kid in Africa that learned how to like hold water like with his esophagus, and so that he could like slowly drink water instead of having to just drink it. And he found out and like trained to get that muscle control, and did this whole thing where he like swallowed like 5 frogs and had them like resting there and was going and like he correlated it with like this whole story about the Bible and all that bullshit. And like I think Steph Curry it was all with celebrities.
Oh, like in
And he's just
Magnolia.
like, yeah, and he was like, oh wait, look at this, and then there's just another frog. I think
dude,
it was
that's
at
like
least
Airplane
3.
when they
It
keep
is
pulling the eggs out of her
crazy,
mouth.
yeah.
Remember Airplane where they keep
Yeah.
pulling the eggs out of her mouth?
Yeah,
Dude, have you ever seen
but
Magnolia?
it was actual living
No.
frogs. Like,
See that movie?
I mean, that dude's crazy as shit. He
You
did
should
that whole
see that
thing
movie,
where
and
he
I'm
just
not gonna
held
tell you
his
the-
breath for 7 minutes, right?
17 minutes.
17 minutes.
Yeah, I think he did a TED Talk on how he did it. But
I know
can
one thing
imagine
was
told-
he started the alphabet backwards, and with every letter thought of like 5 things. I remember watching something on it whenever I was real young and he was doing it. But that was a really boring thing for them to cover on TV because it was just him. Or there one where he was standing in the ice for like 4 days or whatever.
Wait, I remember he was in that plexiglass cube, right?
Yeah, that one.
What were they doing? Were people fucking with him?
I don't know. I think the whole thing was that I can stand here for like 3 days or something.
Yeah, people were
like
throwing
that.
turds at him or something.
Yeah, but that was really funny because they just show footage and he just looked tired.
Uh-huh.
And David
really?
Blaine already looks tired, like all the
I
time.
climb onto the plexiglass plexiglass thing, and I pop it open and I throw in a crazed AIDS monkey in there.
You think him and David Schwimmer are related?
No,
They look alike.
I didn't know. I guess so.
It looks like
They
David
all look
Schwimmer
alike. All
is
magicians
heroin
look alike.
addict. David Schwimmer is Ross from Friends.
I just assumed he was a magician because he had a monkey. Wait a second. Do you know what?
It was magic that he had a career.
I
What
want
do
to
you
ask
know?
him if this is true. If you ever see David Blaine, ask him this question. I don't know if this is true.
Here's the first thing I'm going to think of.
Harmony Korine had a movie called Fight Harm. And the concept of the movie was he would just go up to random people and get into fights. And apparently he pulled off the project because California, I guess they were doing it in California or something, and they had a 3 strikes law. And he was getting felonies for picking fights. And apparently they have 12 minutes of footage, and David Blaine was the cameraman.
That's sick, dude.
But Harmony Korine's a pathological liar.
You
so
know what
I
that
don't
reminds
know.
me of? You know the guy from the Foo Fighters?
David
Grohl?
Blaine.
Dave Grohl. He was the drummer in Nirvana. Nobody knows that.
He was the drummer. I heard it.